Real quick, this video, I got the idea for this because I asked a question in the Fractal forum for the FM9, and I got a lot of really interesting responses, and I figured, hey, you know what, it might be kind of cool just to kind of go through my sounds and show people what I'm talking about. And also, I kind of want to hear what this, I've been using this stuff a lot since I got the FM9. I used the FM3 for about a year until I was able to actually get the FM9. I really love the FM9. For some reason, everything sounds better live with it. I don't think that's supposed to be a thing. I think maybe it's just the global settings are set more efficiently, or who knows. Anyway, I'm super happy with my FM9. But I kind of noticed that I end up using the same sounds a lot live, just the things that make me happy. And I looked at my first bank of presets, which are set up for how I would normally play gigs. I've got one that's kind of like mellower rock gigs and other stuff, like the calypso gigs and reggae things that I do. I've got one that's a little bit more aggressively rock. I've got the aggressively rock one that's actually designed for a specific band I play with. I've got an AC30, AC20 Class A kind of mashup that I'll talk about, and a Dumble thing. I've got a couple things, and at the end of the day, they don't really sound super different from each other. They just kind of feel different. I don't necessarily know if anybody in the audience would really be able to tell the difference, but it makes me happy playing certain things on certain music, so I guess it's kind of all worth it. So here's the deal. I might have, by the time I'm done editing this, I might have some live video to share with you guys of me using the FM9. I do have some video I posted on YouTube of me playing at the Whiskey A Go-Go a couple weeks ago. I might have some from a cover gig where we're just playing in a small bar that I'm kind of waiting on. Anyway, but we're just going to kind of go through and show you how this stuff works. So last week I was working on some presets for a gig, and I kind of realized I tend to make everything sound kind of the same regardless of what amp I use. So I kind of went through my my first bank of presets, and these are the ones that I usually pull out on my normal working gigs. And I kind of realized that that's kind of true. I've got my first two presets are ones I've done videos before. The not rock one is basically like the first set of a cover gig where it's more classic rock and it's a little mellower. I like using a 59 Bassman for that one. The second one is my more rock based one. The clean sound is a JTM 45. Then I've got the AC30, AC20. I'll talk about that in a second. I kind of screwed that one up on Friday on a gig, and this is what I've got. And then I've also got my kind of Dumble patch I like using for the bluesier stuff and just for screwing around. And then a deluxe reverb, because I've always been a deluxe reverb guy. So I'll kind of go through the first patch of each of these, or first scene on each of these patches, and you'll kind of hear what I'm talking about. 20 is a little bit... one there. I just always have it on the drive sound. I normally step on first on that one, but here's the Dumble. The deluxe. The cover gigs that I do, they're a lot of classic rock, a lot of 70s stuff, some 90s and 2000s rock. First preset here, I really like the 59 Bassman. And honestly, if you look at my output on here, I'd tend to give all of these a little bit more level than people say, but for some reason it sounds better to me through my speaker. I use an EVP PXM 12MP floor wedge. That's my main, and that's my main sound on stage. So what I've got here, I'll just kind of go through these real quick. Each scene, you'll kind of see a pattern here. This one still has a crunchy like JCM 800. And a lead based off of that. And then usually there's country songs in the first set. When things get a little bit more obnoxious, I go for the rock one, which has the same Marshall sound, but the clean sound is just a JTM 45 I've been messing. I just switched to this one after I did the Red Hot Chili Peppers video. I like it. I'll probably mess with it for a little while, but I just kind of like it for this rock and roll stuff. Actually, I should show you the amp here. On the first preset, I was using the some of the stock Bassman cabinets. This one, I'm actually using my favorite Leon Todd that you see in all the videos. It's the LT Mix 7 that he uses. It's one of his own, and I like it. It's free here in the exchange. I'll put links to all these below. Tell this gig I end up using a lot of that chorus sound. Phase 90. I've got the same JCM 800. For the lead, I've started doing this thing. I think this is a Leon Todd thing too, where I put a filter, I bump it 3 dB, and then I find a place to do the high cut. And I usually use the amp sounds more than pedals. Although on this one I'm actually using the BB Pre. Without the BB Pre, and then my heavier sound. Alright, so those are the two presets I tend to use the most on gigs. This AC3020, I usually use an AC20, the Morgan. Last week I built this AC30 that I really like the sound of, and then accidentally wrote over it during sound check. I had a copy of it that I was experimenting with. So this is actually the AC20 and the AC30. So the AC30 for the clean sounds. And the cab I'm using is a York Audio. It's the one that sounds like the Edge in their Vox AC30 cab package. I really like that one a lot. I have a clean boost on that one. Same as all the other ones I do. I'll be honest, I almost always just use these two scenes though. rest of this is kind of messed up. I think it's just the regular stock thing. Tremolo. This is kind of an unfinished patch. I was literally just trying to salvage something so I could get through the gig, because I'm a moron. All right. The Dumble one, I've actually been playing with this. I don't really use it on gigs too much, but I really do like it. And I've got the ODS 100 I've been experimenting with. It's got like 3 different amps on this thing. And then I've got this mixture of cabinets, the LT7 mix, and then also this A-type Celestion, which is like Celestion's, like their Fender style. Let me play for a second. If we go just Celestion. And if we go just A-type. I kind of like the mixture though. I don't mix cabs that often. It's just not my favorite sound. For some reason, this works for me. The fat here is, it's the Ford, not the ODS Clean. And the fat boost, I think this has an RC booster in front of it. Yes. This is the Carolan Toucan. I've been playing with this one a bit. Don't remember it. I like that one a lot for the rhythm sound. I guess it's supposed to be kind of a Dumble sort of thing. And then all of these, I haven't talked about. All of them have a wah pedal in them. The last preset in this batch, I spent years playing through a 1970 Deluxe Reverb with pedals. It's still behind me, back there somewhere in the mess. But I figured I would try and do something that sounds like it. Mine has actually a greenback in it. So this patch does not have a greenback. It's got the Celestion A-type because I was trying to go a little bit more standard, standard deluxe. Just the RC booster. King of Tone. Still have to have my chorus and phaser. Rotary. And then I'm using an AC booster. And then using the filter idea to get a lead sound out of that one. This is kind of more of an experiment. I haven't actually used this one on a gig yet, but I like it. Since we're just kind of messing around on stuff, this is actually based off of the Leon Todd's Make Your Plexi Sound Like Van Halen. What else is cool? Just mostly for practicing and teaching, I took my rock one, and I've got this pitch blocking here, just as the virtual capo. So without it, and then with it. That's pretty much it as far as stuff I've been working on or that I use. This one called Slim Freaky is actually a band. It's my rock preset built specifically for one of the bands I play with. Nothing too exciting here. The only difference between this one and the normal one is that it's got the tremolo, and the tremolo is set for the tempo of one of their songs. When I got the FM9, I went and I just nuked all the factory presets. I've just never really been one that loves that. But I do have the Austin Buddy Live Gold set, which is kind of fun to mess with. I'll just pick one at random. If you notice, the levels are all a lot lower on this. I don't really use any of these the way that you're supposed to, but what I do like to do is I like to kind of tear them apart and see how he gets certain sounds, and it really helps me kind of understand stuff when I'm working on things on my own. What was the one? There's one of these I really like. I think it's 59 Bassman was a lot cooler than mine. And I don't think the Fenders are updated in this. I might do a video on the Austin Buddy Live Gold stuff later on. I really like what he does. It just doesn't really work for how I like to set up my presets. You can kind of hear the difference. But in a way, it's kind of like he's done a whole lot of research, and I can study what he does, and a lot of times it'll help me maybe pick the right cabinet or do something a little bit different than how I normally choose. So it's totally worth the investment for me. But anyway, that's it. That's kind of the presets I've been kind of messing around with. The thread on the forum, I'll put a link to that too if you guys want to chip in. It was kind of fun to read everyone's responses, and it's also kind of been enlightening. It's kind of taught me a little bit about how everyone else uses their FM9s as well. So, check it out. Let me know what you think. If you like the channel, please hit subscribe, hit like, do all that happy stuff everyone asks you for. We've got a gift shop with t-shirts and sweatshirts and mugs and all that other happy stuff. So help support the channel. Thanks a lot.